Hi guys, it's me, Yash again, and today we're going to be doing 11 plus revision, verbal reasoning. So let's get started. Question 1. Find the two missing pairs of letters in the following sequences. The alphabet has been written out to help you. That's the alphabet. In part 1 of question 1, we need to find out all the similarities between the letters given and find out what the space is. So first we need to find out what the order is. NO, NP, space, NR, space, and NT. What do all these have in common? Yes, all the first letters begin with N. So now we know that the spaces will probably have to begin with N as well. Then we need to find out what the similarity between the second letters are, because we've already finished with the first letters. What's the similarity between O, P, space, R, space, T? All of them go in the order of the alphabet. O, P, space, R, space, T. So, we know that all of them will start with N, and then they'll go in the order of the alphabet. Can you figure out what the answer is? Yep, it's NQ and NS. Second part of question 1. We have JQ, KP, LO, MN, and two spaces. What's the similarity between J and Q? We can see that they are just on the opposite sides of the alphabet. J is over here, Q is over there. And to double check, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 spaces before J, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, just like before J. So that means there is a split. It's on each opposite side. Same with K and P. Same with L and O. Same with M and N. Now, because they're all going towards it, now they move the other way. So then it goes, what do you think? Maybe all of them will be replaced. It's NM and OL. See, all it is just a mirror. Because M and M, N, and then now it's from going that way, it's now going the other way, from right to left instead. Hopefully you guys see that. Third part of the first question. CN, EP, space, IT, KV, space. So what's the similarities between C and N? Well, we might be able to figure it out, finding out how many spaces there are between the letters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 spaces between C and N. Spaces between E and P. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Again. Then there's our spaces between I and T. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And just to double check, even though we know that it probably is, just to double check, we'll search the K and V. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, so all we need to know now is that now we know that in each the spaces between two pairs of letters will be 10 spaces in between. Now we just need to figure out the first or the second letter, whichever, because depending on them will tell us what it is. Now we have CE space IK, and then because this space is at the end, we don't really need to care about it for now. CE, what's the space between that? 1, 2. So there's really just one in between and 2 counting A. We'll do it with the counts, counting the next one. So we know that there's a 2 space between C and D. Then how many spaces are there with I and K? 1, 2. So that means we just need to add 2 letters onto E. 1, 2. So it would be G and, but what's the second letter? Between N and P, there's 2. T and V, there's 2 again. So it's G, and then add 2 letters onto P. 1, 2. G, R. Are we correct? Yes, we are. So now all we need to do is add 2 letters to both K and V. 1, 2, M, and 1, 2, K, X, I mean. So the last one, MX. Now, question 2. Which option from A to E is most similar to the word contradict? Is it A, address, B, provoke, C, scorn, D, oppose, or E, interrogate? Now, first we need to figure out whether this question here is an antonym question or a synonym question. We see that because it says most similar, we know that it is a synonym question. Don't get confused by the word contradicting the question. It is not part of the actual question. It's just a word that you need to find a synonym to. Don't get confused. They will probably do this in the exam. Now, what's this most similar to contradict? We know that contradict is a synonym to oppose. Is that the answer? Yes, it is. Question 3. Which option from A to E is the odd one out? Now this is neither a synonym nor antonym question. This is figuring out what is the difference between which one is different between the other 4. So we have A under, B left, C around, D behind, and E in. Which one do you think? Well, A, C, D, E, which are under, around, behind, and in, are all prepositions, while left is more of a direction. Left is more of a direction. So, we should know that answer is the right answer. Question 4. Take out one letter from the word on the left and place it in the word on the right to make a new word. Example. Sand is to law as sad is to lawn. See, in the example, they've just moved the N from sand to law, which would make it sad and lawn. What can we move from flame and put it into bet? Well, first we need to find out what words could we make if we took away one letter. So first, lame we have if we take off the F of flame. Does F fit into anywhere in bet? Off It's F-B-E-T, not a word. B-F-E-T, not a word. B-E-F-T, not a word. B-E-T-F, neither a word. So we know that it can't be F. Let us cross it out to know that it can't be F. Now can we take away L? Well, that would make fame, so yes we can. L-B-E-T, nope. B-L-E-T, nope. B-E-L-T, yes, because that would make the word belt. So, we do that. We've moved the L from flame to make fame, and then we've put the L into bet, which makes it belt. Hopefully you guys have got that. Question 5. Which option can be combined with year to make a new word? A. N-N-I-N-G, B. N-N-E-R, C. L-E-Y, D. T-Y, E. B-O-O-K. Now let us think. The word year. So, let us highlight it to make sure that we can concentrate on that word only. Now, the word year, what can we add to it to make it into a new word? So, that looks like yearning. But we should know in our spellings that yearning is spelled with one N. Same with yearner. Then we've got yearly, but we know that there shouldn't be an E. Yearty, I'm not sure that's a word. And then E is yearbook. Now let's think. What do we have at the end of our year? A yearbook, telling us what we've done throughout the year. So option A is correct. Question 6. Which option from A to E is an antonym to the word begin? Now let us highlight the word antonym and begin, so that we understand that we have to focus on only these two words. So, the options are A. Start, B. Commence, C. Culminate, D. Introduce, and E. Initiate. So now we need to figure out what's the opposite of begin, as we know that antonym is a word that means opposite of. So begin means start. So option A is not right. Begin also means commence. Option B is not right. Begin, what do we think? Does it mean culminate? Do you know what culminate means? It doesn't mean begin. It means end. But first, let us figure out whether D or E makes sense. D, introduce, is a synonym to begin. Same with initiate. So now we know that option C is correct. Question 7. Which option from A to E is unlike the word signal? A. Kill, B. Delay, C. Gesture, D. Alarm, E. Warn. We need to find out the antonym as unlike, means antonym, and signal is our key word. So, is signal a synonym or antonym of cue? Well, a signal means that something is on cue, so yes, it does. Does B mean so B is delay? Does signal mean delay? No, it's unlike to the word. But let us first see whether C, D or E are apt. Option C is gesture, which is like to the word signal. So is alarm. An alarm, your alarm clock, is a signal to get up in the morning. Warn. If somebody warns you that their staircase creaks, then it's a signal that their staircase creaks. So we know that option B is correct. In each question below, find two words, one from each group, that are closest in meaning. Underline your answers. Example: smile, laugh, sleep. Run, walk, snooze. So now we read the question again to make sure that we know. In each question below, find two words, one from each group, that are the closest in meaning. Underline your answers. Now, we think, let us just first work out the example to find out whether we are correct in what we think it is. So what we think it is we have to find out which two out of both in both brackets in each group one word which are the same. We can see that sleep and snooze are the same. So we know that our way of working these out is correct. Now, remember to underline. Always, if it says underline, then always underline. You can't circle them, or else you might not get the mark. Now, question 8. Tread, trod, limp, stiff, tire, step. What do you think the answer is? Well, what I think is tread and step, as both of them mean the same thing. Let's see. Yes, it is. Tread and step are both underlined, which you need to do as well in the real test if this type of question comes up. Question 9. Smooth, smother, soothe. Rough, ease, roar. Now, what do you think? I think that soothe and ease are the most like each other. Can you see any others? I don't think so. It is kind of a hard question, this one, but you still have to pick the most precise ones that you can find, which are soothe and ease. As you can see, they have been underlined. Question 10. Manager, mangle, manual, handbook, handle, handsome. So, what I think is that manual and handbook are the two words, as manual means the same as a handbook. They both are a book of instructions. Are we correct? Yes, we are. Question 11. Loan, L-O-A-N, loan, L-O-N-E, and clone. Married, engaged, single. What do you think? I think these are lone and single because they both mean you are on your own. Are we correct? Yes, we are. Lone and single are the answers. Question 12. Increase, diminish, release. Decrease, unease, finish. What do you think? Diminish here and decrease here look like the right answers as they both mean lessen. Are we correct? Yes, we are. Question 13. Rotate, relate, relation, resolute, relaxed, revolve. What do you think? I think rotate and revolve are the same because they both mean spin or turn around. Are we correct? Yes, we are. Rotate and revolve are the answers of question 13. The alphabet has been written above you to help you answer the following questions. In each question below, some of the words are in code. The first code word in each question has been worked out for you. Now work out the second word in the question using the same code. Example, if the code for trap is USBQ, what does DPME mean? So what is the similarity between all these letters? Well, between T and U, one letter is moved. R and S, one letter is moved again. A and B, another letter. P and Q, another letter. So, what do you think we have to do with DPME? Maybe we should, what do you think? Move it further, move one letter forward? I don't think so, cause this is the code, not the word. So that means we have to do it backwards. We have to do it the opposite way that actually came. So we move one letter backwards. From D is C, P is to O, M is to L, and E is to D. So the answer is cold. Remember, this is just the example. We are working out whether our way of answering these questions are correct. Always look at the example to figure out whether this is the right question you think you are working out. Now, question 14. If the code for blame is CNDQJ, what does TVHER mean? Well, remember, we have the alphabet with us, so we can dictate as much as we want. So, what are we given here? So B to C is 1. L to N, 1, 2. A to D, 1, 2, 3. M to Q, 1, 2, 3, 4. And E to J, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can see now that each letter has been moved up one more than was before. So now, because we are working on the code here and not the word, we have to go backwards this time. So from T, we move 1, which is an S. From V, we move twice, which is T. From H, we move thrice, which is 1, 2, 3. E. From E, we move quadruple times. 1, 2, 3, 4. A. And from R we move fifth druple times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that means from R to M it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's M. So, what is the answer? The answer is steam. Now question 15. If the code for memory is NCPKWS, what is the code for forget? Now, because we are talking about the codes, we can do it the exact way that is shown. From M to N is 1. From E to C is 1, 2 backwards this time. So we've added 1 on and went the opposite way. From M to P is 1, 2, 3. Again, we've added 1 and opposited the direct and changed the direction which we move. From O to K, 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, same. And R to W, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Same again. And Y to S, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Same again. So now we need to do the exact same for forget. Don't get put off, let me tell you, by memory and forget. They try to do test, the people who create the test try to do that to get you confused and make you lose time. Now, first, our alphabet has become very untidy, so let us rub out all of it so that we can write clearly again. So what have we got now? We need to move it 1 F once. Where's F? Here. So G and O twice. 1, 2, M. R thrice. 1, 2, 3, U. G quadruple times. 1, 2, 3, 4. C. E fifth druple times. 4, 5. J. And T. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what is the answer? It's GMUCJN. Question 16. If SZAKDR means tables, what does BGZHQR mean? Now, what's the difference between S and T? So, one forward. Z and A. It's, well, you can imagine it goes all the way back there. And then that means one forward. A to B. Again, one forward. K to L. Again, one forward. D to E. again 1 forward, and R to S, again 1 forward. So now we know that all we have to do is just move it 1 place each forward. So first, let us rub out all the writing that we have done here. And now let us carry on. B is to C, G is to H, Z is to A, and H is to I, Q is to R, and R is to S. So what's the answer? It is chairs. And again, don't start cracking up from how there's a similarity between tables and chairs. They do that purposefully to make you lose time again. Now, question 17. If the code for right is QGFFS, what is the code for wrong? So what's the similarity between R and Q? We'll move 1 back. I to G, we move 2 back. G to F, move 1 back this time. So now we know that each time we move 1 or 2 backwards. So it's alternate. It goes 1 to 2, 1 to 2, and always backwards, we found out. From H to F, 1, 2. From T to S, just the 1. So we know that our theory is right. Move 1 to 1 and then to 2 alternately, always backwards. Now, again, don't be starting cracking up from right and wrong, the similarity. It'll make you lose time. Please don't do that. Now, we go. First, let's just rub out our work on this. And now we can carry on. So, W is to V. R is to P. O is to N. N is to L. And G is to F. So what's the answer? It's VPNLF. Now, let us just rub out again for a fresh start. If XRNQJ means smile, what does YFXYJ mean? So what's the difference between X and S? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 letters backwards. R and M. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I and N. 1. Oh, it's not backwards this time, we've just realized. This time, so oh yes, it is backwards. See, even I've got mixed up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 backwards again. L to Q. Actually, Q to L. Always remember that we always have to be right, even if we're saying it in our heads. That's again 5 backwards. J to E. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now we know that we move 5 backwards. Let us rub out again. It is always good practice to frequently rub out. So, move 5 backwards from Y. Y is to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Y is to T. F is to 2, 3, 4. A. X is to S. Y is to, again we know T. And J is to E. So what's the word? The word is taste. Now, we've seen now there's 2 Y's. Before you've written the answer, don't get put off. Thinking that it might be right, it might be wrong, and that it could be something else. Don't get mixed up how there's more than one of the same word letters. Sometimes it's not always the exact same letters on the same thing as well, because as we know, it can change in the middle, like it can be alternate or something like that. Bear that in mind. Now, question 19. If the code for trumpet is UUVPQHU, what is the code for cymbals? Again, don't start cracking up because of the similarity between trumpet and cymbals. So T is to U. Well, first, of course, we need to rub out again. So T is to U. 1 forward. R is to U. 1, 2, 3. 3 forward this time. U is to V. 1 forward. M is to P. 1, 2, 3 forward. Now, what do you think I'm thinking? Well, I think that is 1 and then 3 forward alternately. Always forward. P is to Q. 1 forward. E is to H. 1, 2, 3 forward. And T is to U. We already know 1 forward. So it goes in alternate 1 to 3 forward. So C is to D. Y is to. See, on this one, it goes all the way back. Remember not just to stop at Z, always to go back and carry on from the start. So we go 1. So 1 second. So 1, and then we carry on back to here. So that's 1, 2, 3. That means that it's a C. Y is to C. M is to N. B is to E. A is to B. L is to O. S is to T. So the code is DBNEBOT. Now, in these questions, find the two words, one from each group, that will complete the sentence in the best way. Underline one word from each group. So, this time the example is given for us. Time is to second as distance is to meter. We know this because time is counted in seconds and distance is counted in meters. Or this is things such as general knowledge questions mixed into verbal reasoning questions. We always need to know our general knowledge to find out these types of verbal reasoning questions because they test you on this type. So, question 20. 28 is to either January, February, or March, as 30 is to June, July, or August. Well, what do we automatically think here? Well, I think that it's automatically 28 or 30 are the number of days that are in either of the months. So what month has 28 days? Well, we know that there's only one month that has 28 days, which is February. Which month has 30 days? Many months have 30 days, so we need to figure out which out of these have 30 days. If you think you have January 31, then February 28, March 31, April 30, May 31, June 30. We think we've got it now, but let's just check. July 31, August also 31. So we know that the answer is February and June. We are correct. Question 21. Water is to either cold, liquid, or drink, as ice is to either frozen, clear, or solid. What we automatically think, or what we automatically should think, is water is. So we think that the first word that is outside the brackets, water and ice, is a object, while the words inside should be the physical type of object. So, water, as we know, could be cold or hot. So we can rule out cold. Water. We have these two left now for water. So now let us go on to ice to cross one out as well. Ice is frozen, of course it is. Clear, not so much, and solid. Ice is frozen and solid, so we can cross out clear, as this is not completely clear. Then we have liquid and drink in this one, and frozen and solid in the other. What can we cross out? How we figure out which one is it out of the last two is which one is like has similarities to each other. First of all, drink and frozen don't have much similarities, so we know that those two have been ruled out. And we know that liquid and solid are both types of materials. So we know that liquid and solid is the answer. We are correct. Now, leaf, question 22. Leaf is to either tree, plant, tea, as bean is to runner, broad, or coffee. Well, what do we think? On bean, it definitely can't be runner, as runner has no similarity to tree, plant, or tea. Neither does broad, other than a tree can be broad, but I'm not sure that could really work. All we have left is coffee. What is similar to coffee in the leaf bracket? Well, tree is not, neither is plant. So we know that tree and coffee is the answer. Is it? Yes, it is. Question 23. Navy is to either blue, sea, or sailor, as army is to either salvation, soldier, or slave. Well, what is navy? Navy could be a colour, a shade of blue, or it could be a group of soldiers of a part of the army that are based on the sea, in the sea. So, what do we think? An army is, of course, consisting of soldiers. Salvation has nothing to do with either of any of the three words in the Navy bracket, so we can cross that out. The army regularly doesn't have slaves, so we can cross that out. That leaves soldier. What does soldier have in common with any of these three? Well, blue doesn't really tell us anything about soldiers, and sea neither does. So we know that sailor and soldier are. Can we figure out why sailor is to navy? That is because who are the people who go onto boats and sea? They are sailors. Who are part of the army? Soldiers. So we know that sailor and soldier are the correct answer. Question 24. Harp is to either pluck, angel, string, as drum is to strum, skin, or stick. Well, angel doesn't have any similarity to any of the three words in the drum bracket, so we can cross out angel. And what do we think we can cross out of drum? All of them do work, or do they? Strum does not work either. And what does pluck mean? Pluck is another thing is similar to strum, so that means we can cross pluck out. That leaves us with string on the harp bracket. But what is it? Skin or stick? Well, we know that a harp has strings. So what does a drum have? A drum necessarily doesn't have sticks. People use sticks to make sound with the drum, make music with the drum, so we cross out stick. That leaves us with skin. Is skin correct though? Yes it is, because that is part of the drum, as a string is part of a harp. So now we know that string and skin is the correct answer. Question 25, our last question of this video. Rose is to either flower, rise, or plant, as sang is to either song, sing, or tune. Well, what is a rose? Well, a rose is a flower. And what is sang? Wait, that doesn't match up. You can't put a sang. A sang is a verb. So we need to think, does rose have any verb meaning? Yes, it does. It means something to rise out of the ground, doesn't it? So we know that it can't be anything to do with a flower or a plant. So that leaves us with rise. But what about the sang bracket? Well, rose is the past tense of rise. So what is sang the past tense of? It's sing, right? So we can cross out sung and tune, and we know that rise and sing is the answer. Thank you for watching. I hope this video will be as much use to you as possible in the preparation of the 11 Plus exam. Bye for now.